Yo, yo, yo. It's Chris from New York, and nigga not from the city though. It's Chris from Long Island. I'm back with another video. Uh, First and foremost, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, wa Kodash. Um, I just wanted to let y'all know that probably from this video forth, things are gonna be looking a lot different. My focus has been on greater things than myself. As you can see from the opening of the video, for those of y'all in the know, all praises. Y'all already know what my focus is. But I'm not going to delete nothing on my channel because I want to be an example, I guess. You guys can look back at my channel or whatever, Always been in the word. Not always, but from my channel's inception, you can tell that I've kind of been into these kinds of things. But now I would say that, I'm coming closer and closer to this truth, as we all are, all the Akhiyam. And what really motivated me to make this video is before I started to do this Bible study. Right now I'm studying with my wife, and I was moved to make a video about, and I know it's gonna sound funny, Akhiyam, but reading the Bible. How many of Akhiyam, want to get into the Bible, and you tell them to open up, I don't know, Proverbs 3 and 4 or something like that, and them niggas don't know how to do that. By the way, you're gonna hear quote unquote foul or rude language in this video. If that bothers you, goodbye. I'm not gonna sit here and explain to you why I feel like I should clean it up. I'm not here to clean it up. I'm here to talk the truth. The truth offends people. If it offends you, then get the fuck out of here. Straight up like that. All right. But this video is gonna be about how to read the Bible, and as I was saying. There's a lot of Akhiyam out there, a lot of brothers out there that don't know how to even, search for scripture or even read through the word. Now, first and foremost, I want to say, how do you read the Bible? Just like you would read any other book. Don't be intimidated by that all that bullshit Christians be doing, memorizing scriptures and or looking at this book, this chapter in it. Look, man, how do you read any other book? And I'm not trying to make fun of you. How do you read any other book? You start from the beginning, So, the beginning of the Bible, and I'm reading out of the King James 1611. The reason why I'm reading out of the 1611 is because that's the original translations. So it includes the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament, which are not new books. Excuse me. They technically are new books because they are in the English, but they're not separate books is what I meant to say. They all are a continuation. They're all books that have been found, whether they were found in the Hebrew, and I believe the New Testament was translated out of the Greek. But we also have the Apocrypha, which is in between the Old and the New Testament. And I know that sounds like new terminology, and we're not gonna get too deep into that stuff. The Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha, what those things are, simply because I want to teach the Akhiyam how to read the Bible. So, all right, as you can see right here, to the left side, we got the table of contents, and to the right side right here, we got the first book of Moses, that being Genesis, also known as Bereshit. So, as I said, how do you read any other book? Nobody's gonna make you read the table of contents. Don't get too caught up in all of this. At the end of the day, the men that comprise this book, even though they were all praises, they came under the inspiration of the Most High to translate this into English, where a lot of our people have been scattered into English speaking nations that we could read this. But they also got mentions of Christmas and all this other shit. But I don't want to get into that today. That's a different topic. But to the left we got the table of contents, and what do you see here? The New Testament. Up here we got the Old Testament, and the book's called Apocrypha, right? So this is the 1611. There's a lot of Bibles today that don't have this section right here. And they'll try to tell you, we don't really know where those books came from. No, nigga, I don't know where your fucking book came from. Because all these other Bibles came out after this. I don't know where your fucking book came from. Once again, if my language offends you, it is what it is. I don't know where your fucking book came from. The original translations includes this. you know? And not to get sidetracked, but let me just pull up a verse real fast from Revelations. Now, for the Akhiyam and the truth, you already knew where I was going with this. Now, this is Revelations chapter 22, and we're going to go to verse 19, which is right here. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall do what? God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. So straight off rip, it's telling you, man, anybody that takes any word out of this book. What does it say? God shall take away his part out of the book of life. He has no part in the book of life, man. All these Christians running around talking about ain't no apocrypha. No, nigga, you just don't have a part in the book of life. Fuck is you talking about? All right, but to sum that whole, you know, spiel that I went into, to read any book, you start from the beginning. That being Genesis. You just read, you know, start from the left, work your way all the way to the back, you know. So the second thing I wanted to get into is how to search through scripture, because I know there's a lot of the, you know, brothers that are nowhere near the truth that, you know, really don't know how to look through the Bible. You know, you might hear a brother say something like, and I'm just going to pick this verse since this is what I'm studying today. I'm reading about the Sabbath and how to keep it since it's coming up. I don't know when this is going to be posted, so I'm not going to say whether or not it's today or tomorrow or all that other shit. At some point, I'm going to do a video on keeping the Sabbath, maybe. But as for right now, I'm not going to tell you when it is because I don't want to get brothers tripped up because that will be on my head. So I'm not saying not to worry about it. All right? Christopher Williams did not say not to worry about the Sabbath. However, I'm not teaching that in this video. All right? But right here on my notes, I'm studying the Sabbath right now. So it says Exodus, right? Exodus 20:8. All right. So for the Akhiyam that want to learn how to read the Bible, what does that mean? So I have to use this table of contents, all right? I don't know all the books in order and all that, you know. That's why the Most High gave us a book to refer to. All these Christians think they're so holy and they think they're all that because they can memorize all 66 books. They can memorize all 60. Nigga, first of all, we already got into that. You know? Memorizing books isn't going to get you into the kingdom of heaven. All right? So that's why we have this book broken up into books, which is, you know, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. So, for example, it says the first book of Moses, all right, called Genesis. So this whole section, excuse me, wherever you see Genesis at the top of the page, that's the whole book, all right? So when we say to open the book of Exodus or open the book of, you know, that's not a book separate from the Bible. Don't get confused. And once again, I'm not trying to make fun of brothers. You know, a lot of people just haven't been taught properly. If I say to open the book of, let's see, Nahum. If I say to open the book of Nahum, that's in the Bible. I'm not telling you to go to the bookstore or the library and get a whole new book. It's all in the Bible for us. All right? So as I was saying, I want to go to Exodus. Where's my finger? All right. Exodus 20:8. That's where I want to go, okay? So, clearly, this is the book of Genesis. So this is not where I want to be. Where's Genesis? It's one book. It's one book after Exodus. All right? Each table of contents looks a little different, so I'm only going to focus on the order of the books. I think all these little other numbers, they don't really carry any relevance to other versions of the Bible, I don't believe. So, all right, so this is Genesis. We're going to flip. Where am I? We're still in Genesis. It says Genesis at the top of the page. All right. We're going to flip again. Boom. Exodus. Now I'm in Exodus. I'm in the proper book. I want to go to verse 20. Right? Excuse me. I want to go to book Exodus, chapter 20. All right. So how you determine a chapter is right there where it says chap. You're going to see these all these words. They're going to be separated by something that says chap. This is the 1611. It might just say chapter in whatever version you have. But once again, I recommend you get the 1611. And also these numerals, depending on the Bible that you have, are going to be in regular numbers. But once again, I recommend you brothers get to 1611. You guys are going to have to learn those, Roman numerals. They're not that difficult, and they're not the most important thing in the Bible, bro. I promise. And if you can't memorize them, you can always just Google which numerals mean what. So I want to go to Exodus 20. Oh, let me walk y'all through this. So I was actually in 26 just now. This is 26. So I'm too far ahead, which means what? I got to go back. It's 24. It's 22. Boom. Exodus 20 right here. All right. And then I want to go to what I want to do. I want to go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. When you see if you get a text or if you see anything that's broken up like this, the first section is going to be the book. That first number right here, that's the chapter. And that second number is the verse. All right. So we in chapter 20. Remember, book Exodus, chapter 20. And then these numbers to the side determine the verse. All right. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. All right. Now that would be Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. I want to, just do one more example with y'all before I let y'all go. I'm going to keep it to the Sabbath since that's what we're talking about. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to find Exodus 31 and 13 to 17. All right? Now, all you brothers that have been listening that, want to learn how to read the Bible, I want you guys to do this with me, all right? So, once again, we're trying to get to Exodus chapter 31, verse 13 to 17. All right? And for the new brothers, just worry about finding Exodus chapter 31 and 13, okay? All right, Akhiyam. All right, brothers? So let's see if you did it correctly. Remember, this isn't a place for me to make fun of nobody. Us brothers in the truth, we don't make fun of each other. We teach each other. We rebuke each other. We chastise each other. And most importantly, we do the work of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All right? So let's see if you brothers did this correctly. Book Exodus, chapter 31, verse 13. And if you got to the part that says, speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, verily, my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord, that doth sanctify you. All right? If you got to that, great job. If you didn't, that's okay. You're gonna, do more practice. Maybe I'm not the best teacher for you, but if you did it properly, wonderful. If you didn't, that's okay. Maybe you just need a teacher more fitting than I am. All right. All right, Akhiyam. For those of you that got it correct, I told you how to find Exodus. Where's my finger? Exodus 31 and 13 to 17. All right. All that means is you already found Exodus 31 and 13. All right. All that means is that from that spot, you read from here, 13, all the way to 17. And just in case you're confused, we're just going to do it together. All right. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, verily, my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord, that doth sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doth any work therein, that so shall be cut off from amongst his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever doth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested, and it was refreshed. All right. So thank you, brothers. Tawada Akhiyam for watching this video. And I just want to make a couple more pointers before I wrap this up. This book was not written in English. From cover to cover, it was not written in English. All right? So it might be a little harder to understand based on a lot of the terminology that they use. And the greatest piece of advice I can give you is you read this book as if you were a child, man. Like you never read nothing in your life, man. You got to read this with I'm not even going to say spiritual eyes, because you read this truth and you pray and you meditate to hopefully gain that spiritual understanding. So all these niggas running around talking about, oh, does it say capital G or lowercase g? Nigga, there's no capital or lowercase letters in the Hebrew. So don't be tricked by these fucking Christians, man. They don't know what the hell they dealing with. You know? I definitely went through that, man. Where people would try to apply certain terminology to the scriptures that in the English it was used, but let's go to the Hebrew for clarity. And many people gonna stop you from going to that Hebrew, going to that Greek to get that true full understanding. And that's a wicked spirit. I ain't gonna lie. Straight up. You know? Do I believe that this is the probably the greatest translation that we have? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right? But you brothers that I taught today, just be focused on this King James 16:11. Read it from Genesis to Revelations. All right? And throughout that walk, I'm more than sure that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh will open and enlighten you through his word. So all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Wa Kadesh, for giving, thank him for, giving me the word to pass on to the brothers that are, waking up and coming into this truth. And may he strengthen me and, sharpen my sword with other brothers that, that are in this truth, and I come across more that I can share with y'all. And also, there will be a part 2 to this video at some point for brothers that are a little bit more advanced that can go to that Greek, go to that Hebrew, or that are ready to go to that Greek and Hebrew. And I'm not saying I'm the most learned in that. I am learning the Hebrew currently as we speak. But for those of y'all that are ready to take that next step, I'll be showing you how to look that up in the Blue Letter Bible or in Bible Hub, all that. So thank y'all for watching, and may the Most High be with y'all. All right, peace.